as an immigrant myself, and I thought about this, I was like, when I applied to University of Michigan and I'm checking off a box, in the common application, you're almost, to put this in perspective, you're requiring me to choose a community, the white community, a community that has colonized my land and in many ways raped my ancestors and has been a lot of, part of the colonialism and imperialism in my countries, and you're telling me to, that I'm dumb. My name is Jad Elharake. I'm an undergraduate senior in the College of LSA. I was born in Beirut, Lebanon, and I immigrated here with my family in 2003. So when we had come here, our plan wasn't to stay. So my grandma was here and she was really sick. She was in Ohio, actually. We came to Dearborn because that was where she lived, but she was in a hospital in Ohio. And so she was really sick, and so we thought she was gonna die, and she's still alive now. But we thought she was gonna, I know. So we thought she was gonna die. So we're like, this is my mom's mom, and we're like, let's go visit. And we stayed here, and my uncle was already here, my aunt was already here. So those are only family members here now. Then and now, actually. But and our 3-month visa expired, and we were kind of undocumented for a while, and so trying to figure out social security number and all that good stuff. I didn't get my citizenship until my sophomore year of college. It kind of took a long time for us to get our papers done, and that's because of the process they were in. My parents got divorced early on, so there was a lot of miscommunication with that, and kind of screwed things up with immigration. But yeah, it's a lot more challenging, I would say, even now to get your papers than it was then, and even then it was still difficult. So MENA it's supposed to represent the 22 Arab nations recognized by the League of Arab, or the Arab League, and so 22 Arab nations, and then there are countries that are in the Middle East and North Africa that may identify with the category but who do not necessarily speak Arab. So you have Iran on there, you have Israel, you have Turkey, and I believe Armenia as well, right? So Armenia is at the top. So those are the 4 non-Arab speaking countries. And then we have what we call transnational communities, which are communities that don't have a country that they fall under, but at the same time they still represent a large population. So you have Berber, you have Amazigh, Assyrian, Circassian, Kurdish, and then Chaldean is somewhere that I can't. There we go, in Chaldean. So I believe those are the countries. Yeah, and it's trying to be as inclusive as we can at the same time. Yeah. So yeah, because the Arab box doesn't really capture the whole story. And we're what's interesting, even throughout all these conversations, is the MENA box is very similar to the Latinx, so the Latino, Latina, Hispanic box, in the sense that you could be a black MENA. And so that was something that was always discussed throughout this whole process around it's not a monolithic race and all that. So we were trying to be as inclusive as possible, and that was the initial idea. My first 2 years in college helped me network with administrators, staff, and faculty, with units and departments on campus. Got to know many different students, worked with many different student leaders. So kind of equipped myself the first 2 years. Going into my third year, my first years I wasn't so involved with the Arab community or the Middle Eastern North African community on campus, not even the Muslim community either. But going into my third year, I wanted that to be my focus. I wanted to work with the Arab on campus. I wanted to work with the MENA students on campus. Prior to that, I helped organize the Islamophobia task force with Evelyn Al-Sultani. So I was at the initial stages with that, and other students and staff members. And so what we realized, it kind of fits right into this, is that many of the issues that we want to address within our community, we don't have data to back it up. And so as I looked at other, the Black Action movements and other movements on campus, they've always had data. So right, when you look at retention rates, or what percentage of the student population, looking at recruitment, academic disparities, where you're looking at how many students drop out, graduate every year. And I was like, wow, we don't even have that information about MENA students, especially when, and I know you know this, where, you know, Southeast Michigan, or even the state of Michigan in general, you have the largest concentration of MENA folks outside the Middle East and North Africa. And so that's always been something that's like lingering, where it's like, how do we figure that out? It was like a lot of things that were just piling on. I was like, you know what, the root of this whole problem is that we're not being counted on campus. So this was second semester of my junior year, so around, last year. And me and a group of students, so Devin Jones, Nadine Jawad, Ibtihal Maki, and Silan Fadlallah. So we got together, we're like, let's write up a resolution through Central Student Government, and that's never been done. So we got that passed, and it was unanimously passed. So we got a few media coverage, and then other folks kind of started hearing about it, and that's when we were like, all right, so we gotta keep this going. And that's when we started meeting with Evelyn. We started working with MESA, the Multi-Ethnic Student Affairs department, and then we started having conversations with administrators. So got the Vice President for Student Life, the Provost Office, different folks around campus, and even alum who in the past have worked on this. So this our idea of implementing this was nothing that was nothing new to campus. The conversations has always been around, but it's never been pushed forward.